welcome back to our day 4 of our Vlogmas series, and I'm so happy that you are here. 2 days ago, we created SMART goals that are clear, realistic, and meaningful. And today, we are taking the next step, breaking those goals into actionable plans. It's one thing to have a goal, but it's another to know exactly how to achieve it. So by the end of this video, you will have a simple step-by-step approach to turn your big goals into small and actionable steps. If you are new to this series and you have no idea what I'm talking about, I would highly suggest you to watch the day 1, day 2, and day 3 videos to get a full context. The link for those videos will be provided at the description box down below. So go ahead and take a look at those videos first before continuing with our day 4 activities. So for those who have done the homework, let's move on to the next step. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by a very big goal? Something like write a book, run a marathon can feel almost impossible at first glance because you have not break those tasks down into a smaller and actionable steps to make it more approachable. Think of it like climbing a mountain. Instead of staring at the peak for a long time, focus on the next step. By breaking goals into tasks, you are reducing your overwhelm and increasing your focus, and you're building your momentum. It's about working smarter and not harder. For example, instead of saying, I want to write a book, you can break it into phases like create an outline, writing one chapter at a time, edit those chapters, finding a publisher. It's like having a map to your journey. Let me explain to you how you should break down your goals into a small, doable action. So based on the SMART goal that I've talked about in my earlier video, I will use for the health focus area, which is I want to lose 5 kilograms by 31st December 2025 by walking 5 times a week and meal prepping every Sunday. First of all, I need to break it down into milestones. Example, lose 1 kilogram by the end of February, 2 kilograms by the end of May, and so on. And then I have to identify the key task that is involved to make this goal achievable. For example, I need to create a walking schedule. I need to know when I'm going to walk, right? So maybe I will create a walking schedule by walking every weekday after sending my daughter to school from 8:30 to 9 a.m. So that is my walking schedule. And next will be to prep my meal plan for each week. So I should set Sunday as my meal prep week, and then I need to find out groceries that I need to buy according to my meal plan. And then finally, I have to track my progress every week or every month, every day. I have to decide on that. So now that I've identified the key task, I have to set deadlines for each of these tasks that I've just listed. For creating a walking schedule, let's say today is December, so I have to create my walking schedule by end of this week so that I could start walk on 1st January 2025. And then I need to prepare my meal plan by December 31st. While I'm doing this task list, I will have to determine which tasks are more urgent or foundational. For example, when I'm setting up my meal plan, I will know that I have to plan my meal plan first, and then only I will be able to do my grocery list. So you need to ensure that whatever the task list that you are preparing, which one comes first and which one is prioritized, which one need to be done first, all those things you have to figure out while coming up with this task list. To keep you organized on creating all this list, you need specific tools to assist you. And I would suggest digital tools, paper planners, and templates. For digital tools, you could use like Asana, Notion, or Google Calendar. And you could also use paper planners like monthly, daily, weekly inserts. Any planners would do to assist you with that. Or you could use a template which I have in my shop as goal worksheet for you to identify and do your goals. Or you could use any templates that you could find in Etsy. Let's create an example so that you have a better understanding. The example that we could use is running a 5K by June 30th. So your milestone will be build endurance with weekly jogs. That would be in quarter 1. And then in quarter 2, I will follow a 12-week 5K training plan. So that would be my milestone. And if you notice, I have separated into quarter one and quarter two, because it is easier for us to really plan ourselves when we focus by quarter instead of looking at the whole 6 months. And the task that I need to do will be find a training plan by January 15 and schedule weekly runs in my planner, purchase running shoes by January 10, join a local community for accountability. So these are just the example for the task. And for each of these tasks, I will have to set a deadline. Now, running a 5K marathon doesn't seem to be hard at all. It seems achievable, right? So similarly, make sure that you think about every task that is involved and set a milestone for each of these tasks to make your SMART goals achievable. So now let's talk about overcoming challenges. The biggest challenge that you are going to have when you are trying to achieve and make your goals are procrastination. Every task that we make, every goal that we make, we will feel that we don't want to do it and we will procrastinate it because these tasks does not look achievable. So every time you feel that, make sure that you look into the task, whether you would be able to break it down into a much smaller. When I want to post blog posts, I always write a blog post. Every time I see writing a blog post, I would feel so overwhelmed because I failed to break it down into a smaller task. I realized that I have to outline the blog post, take pictures for the blog post, which I can set a date and time for these small tasks, and suddenly it doesn't look hard anymore. Another common challenge would be not blocking your time, because we always think that, oh, you know what, I can just do this on Thursday, but you did not block your time for that, and something else will come on your way and you will get interrupted and you will never be able to start that. So always make sure that you need to block your time for your goals. And third common challenge would be loss of motivation. I tend to lose my motivation every time, especially when it comes to blog posting, because I just don't have a very strong why. But I do have a strong why for my YouTube post. So that's why you can actually see me posting my YouTube video every week. But when it comes to blog posts, I don't have that. So make sure that whatever goals that you set in, your why needs to be really, really strong so that you could encourage yourself to be doing it more often. And also make sure that you celebrate any small wins that you do, because when you don't see any winning, you will eventually lose motivation, because you will lose your hope and you would feel like there's no point of you to do those things. So that's one of the things that I always do for my shop and also for my YouTube postings. Make sure that you remember small steps always lead to big progress. So now it's your turn to convert your SMART goals into a small actions. Make sure that you write the goal, define your milestone, list your tasks for each of this milestone, assign deadlines, prioritize your task. If you are having trouble to come up with the first step, always ask yourself, for example, I want to have a job that gives me 20,000 more than I am earning now by June 2025. So the first thing that you need to do is update your resume. Second would be looking for a job, and then would be registering yourself to JobStreet or LinkedIn and connect to your network. By asking yourself the first question, you will be able to break it down from there. Don't worry. And that's it. Our next video will be talking about quarterly planning. So make sure that you hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you will be updated on my all new upcoming videos. Let's keep building your best 2025.